And welcome to this latest installment of the Hometown Football League HTFL football coming at you. I'm Big Paulie. We're up to the 14th game of 16, week number 9. Seattle traveling to San Francisco in a game from the Upper North Division. If San Francisco wins, they will have the lead at the halfway point based on their tiebreaker win over Kansas City. Seattle will be in last place, win or lose, in the Upper West Division. Three other fine teams in this division: Kansas City, San Francisco, Denver, and Seattle. Okay, folks, so whoopsie. I forgot to switch the screens, the slides out. So I went on talking, and what you missed just happened. It was a San Francisco touchdown, and we could run it for you on replay because it just happened. A screen to Hugh McElhenney, and that was from 12 yards out. The funny things that happen when you do one of these games. It's 6-0 Gold Raiders. We apologize for the errors. Point after good by Janikowski, and it's 7-0 with 10:54 left in the opening quarter. And we will do the lineups once again when San Francisco has the ball next. It was Tittle, a 12-yard pass to McElhenney, a nice blend of runs and passes. The drive went 6 plays, 79 yards, took 4 minutes off the clock. McElhenney had an 11-yard run. Gore 2 runs for 7 yards. Rice had a 23-yard catch. Owens had a 26-yard catch. And McElhenney caught one for 12 yards. So that brings you up to speed. We apologize for the error. A little bit of editing on my part to get you through those first 4 minutes. Think of it as a 4 o'clock game back in the old days when CBS and NBC had a late game and an early game ran long and the announcers had to fill everybody in as to what happened. So that's what's kind of happened there. Lockett, Wilson, and Robinson back deep for Seattle. And we'll give you the Seattle starting lineup. Alexander and Williams, your running backs. Largent and Blade at wideout. Blades. Carlson is your tight end. Wilson your quarterback. Russell Wilson. Jones, Hutchinson, Unger, Kendall, and Heck are going to be your offensive line. For San Francisco, Haley, Hardman, Namalini, Stubblefield, your front four. Mack, Willis, Peterson, your linebackers. Brown, Hayes, Lott, Grayson, your defensive backs. We'll give you the weather again, 60 degrees. Seattle is into the wind, 15 to 25 miles per hour. They will have the wind disadvantage in quarters 1 and 4, but the advantage in quarters 2 and 3. Here's Wilson, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Holding, offense, number 64, 10-yard penalty.
So the penalty by Heck wipes out a 6-yard gain there by Blades. 1st and 20 at the 10. Wilson will run. That is a gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 17 at the 13. Your throw, incomplete. A 2-yard gain. Wilson to Alexander, setting up a 3rd and 15 play. Again, we are just getting underway. You've missed the first 4 minutes of the game, but you join us with San Francisco holding a 7-0 lead. 3rd and 15. Wilson, complete the Blades, but he's going to be well short of the first down, a gain of 9. 9:10 left, opening quarter. Here's the punt. And we'll get you the particulars on the punt and the punt returner here in a moment. That's Ryan back to punt. Taylor with a nice return of 17 to the Seattle 49. The punt went 42, so the net was 25 yards. So that wasn't a good exchange there for the Seahawks. We'll set the San Francisco lineup because most of you missed it. Gore and McElhenney, your running backs. Rice, Owens, your wideouts. Soltow, tight end. Tittle, quarterbacking. Shell, Upshaw, Otto, Cross, St. Clair, your offensive line. For Seattle, Green, Sinclair, Kennedy, Nash, your front four. Brown, Wagner, Wright. Your linebackers, Sherman, Brown, Easley, Robinson, your defensive backs. will go to McElhenney on a dive, 1st and 10. Now, Seattle playing tight, so it's going to be a fly to Rice instead, medium fly. He's got it. It's a first down. Let's see the penalty.
Holding offense. Number 79, 10-yard penalty.
St. Clair called for a hold, makes it 1st and 20. Gore, off tackle right. Gain of 2. Brown on the stop for Seattle, setting up a 2nd and 18. When you got Rice and Owens to throw to, that's not exactly a disadvantage. We'll go Rice on the medium hitch. Incomplete, setting up a 3rd and 18. It's going to be a long pass this time, and we'll go to Rice again. Tittle back, throws, picked by Brown. No return, Dave Brown. His 3rd interception of the year. And Seattle is in business. 1st and 10 at the Gold Raider 48. 7:27 left, opening quarter. Wilson throws. It's caught. That's to Carlson, a pickup of 14. Grayson makes the tackle for the Gold Raiders. 1st and 10 from there. 34-yard line. This is a throw incomplete, looking for Largent. And it was knocked down, incomplete. I believe that was Largent. Yes, it was. 2nd and 10 at the 34 now. It's Wilson, wildly roaming around in the pocket. Another incomplete pass. Leo Namalini got a finger on it. 3rd and 10 at the 34 now. It's Wilson, looking for Largent, deflected by Grayson. And Seattle's going to try to kick into a stiff wind. This will be a 51-yard effort. I'm going to watch for a fake field goal here. And it's good. Heck of a kick by Brown. And it's 7-3. We have Woodson, Washington, and McElhenney back deep for the Gold Raiders. And that is Woodson returning it to the 31, a gain of 26. Ball to 31, a 1st and 10. We'll go Gore, trap left. Spread those runs around. No gain. Wagner on the stop. And it's 2nd and 10. Put Wilson to work. Billy Wilson. Short hitch. He's got it. That's a first down, a gain of 11. We'll go back to Gore. Pitch right. No gain. Nash on the stop. 2nd and 10. McElhenney. Off tackle right. He will find a few. 2 yards. And it's now 3rd and 8. Soltow. Medium hitch. Blitz coming, so we're going to go to Rice on a medium slant instead. Incomplete. And so San Francisco will have to punt. Here is Tommy Davis. The punt last scrimmage to 44, so we might get away with a deep punt. And yeah, it looked like it might stay in the field of play. It did not. And it's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20. Gain of 2 as Wilson gave it to Sean Alexander. And that sets up 2nd and 8. 3:12 left in the quarter. Wilson, incomplete. Looking for Blades. I believe that is Benny Blades. No, it's Brian Blades. Benny Blades was a defensive back in the NFL for a few years. You see his stats there. He had 5 catches against San Francisco when they played the first time. That was the most receptions he has had in a game. in a 24-17 loss. He got 73 yards against Indianapolis a couple of games ago, but that was also a losing effort. 3rd and 8 at the 22, 3 wide in the game for the Seahawks. Incomplete pass. 4th and 8, ball at the 22. Punting time. Brown to Taylor. And Taylor returns at 7 yards to the 45. 2:27 left, opening quarter, still a 7-3 game in favor of the Gold Raiders. Pitch left Gore, 1st and 10. And Gore back to the line. He picks up 4 yards, actually. I thought he may have picked up a yard or 2. And it was Wagner bringing him down on the tackle. They'll look for Vernon Davis. Short cross on 2nd and 6. And they find him, but there is a marker down. Stand by.
Offsides, defense. Number 79, 5-yard penalty.
Green called for an offsides, but they got the first down anyway, so the penalty will be declined. 1st and 10 at the 38. To Rice. Long fly route. Blitz coming, so we'll change it to Rice, a medium slant. Incomplete. A 2nd and 10. Gore. Screen. Incomplete. Setting up a 3rd and 10. They'll go Owens. Short hitch. And he's got it. Owens had some separation from his corner man, a gain of 17. And Whittle, you see there, Tittle did not have a great game against St. Louis 2 weeks ago. 16 of 32, 1 pick, 2 touchdowns, 244 yards. Minute 6 to go in the quarter. Off tackle right to Frank Gore. No gain. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. It is 7-3 San Francisco. Coming up, your next 3 days worth of HTFL play. And don't forget to have me switch slides again like I did to start off this game. We have Los Angeles, San Diego at 7 tomorrow if you're seeing this on Thursday the 25th. Green Bay against Chicago at 9. That's a YouTube premiere for starters, and then it'll be available on demand once it runs one time, so that should be around 10 o'clock or so. Monday night, 6:30, we do the recap show. The unplugged games that I have been doing the first half of the season will all be done and recapped, and that will be 4 games this coming Monday night that we'll talk about, and then we will show you the remaining 12 games. Starting off with Detroit at Cleveland, 7 o'clock Monday night, and then Detroit at Carolina, 7 o'clock Tuesday night, right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. And don't forget to hit the transition button. There we go. 7-3 Gold Raiders. San Francisco has started out with 128 yards on 20 plays. Seattle, 10 plays, 30 yards. On a 2nd and 10, it's going to be Gore. It's going to be a screen. He averages 11 yards a screen. They get it to him, but he's well short of his average that time. Kenny Easley came up and made a tackle on him. And the Boo Birds out at Levi's. That sets up 3rd and 13. They'll look for Rice on a cross. And remember, Tittle called a timeout. Saw something he didn't like. We'll go Wilson on a medium out. San Francisco will be kicking into the wind if they need to. That's well off the mark, incomplete. Wilson hurt on the play, and he will stay in the game. Janikowski, a 51% chance to hit this from 41. And he pulled it left, no good. So Seattle staying alive. They trail 7-3. They are 2-5 in the Upper West Division. They will stay in last place no matter what happens in today's game. Seattle has the ball. I'm adjusting and setting up my slide for after the end of the third quarter. 1st and 10 at the 31. What slide is it? Well, you'll see after the third quarter. It's Wilson dropping back, and he has Blades, a gain of 9. So far, Russell Wilson 4 for 9, 34 yards. Second and 1 at the 40. I thought he had a first down there, but he didn't. Sean Alexander with a head of steam, past the 50 to the 45. And that gets Seattle to the San Francisco side of the field. Alexander had a 159-yard effort against Carolina in the surprise win for the Seahawks. Their second win, but they will be in last place regardless of what happens tonight. San Francisco with a win will be in first place via the tiebreaker. If they lose tonight, they will not be in first place. Kansas City will be. First and 10 at the 45. San Francisco, here's Alexander, blew by a few defenders, and he's off to the races. 10 down to 7. Ronnie Lott on the tackle for the Gold Raiders. And it's first and goal at the 7. So Seattle, not San Francisco. Seattle has something going here. Wilson almost had Peterson. I'm sorry, that was Jeremy Carlson, the intended receiver. Grayson nearly had the interception for the Gold Raiders. Second and goal at the 7. Wilson staying patient in that pocket. I know he wants to run. Was looking for Blades and couldn't find him. Incomplete. Third and goal at the 7. That's Carlson, and that's a touchdown. You could put it on the board. Yes. 9-7. Seattle Seahawks take the lead. Your point after. Good by Brown. Josh Brown. 10-7. 11:15 left till halftime. And here's Abe Woodson back deep for the kickoff. Leo Namalini had a kick return to start the game. And that was not covered because of the technical error we had for the first few minutes of this game. So when the initial kickoff took place, it was Leo Namalini who had a kick return of a few yards. First and 10 at the 24. We'll give it to Gore. Sweep right. And this is Gore picking up 4. And right on the tackle. Second and 6. McElhenney, pitch right. McElhenney has had the only touchdown of the game to date. Well, up until Carlson's touchdown. That's a gain of 2. The only touchdown for San Francisco, I should say. And Wright made the tackle. Setting up 3rd and 4. They'll look to Owens on the slant route. Seattle playing a short, tight man. Will go medium fly to Rice. Try to blow him off the line. That's batted at the line, incomplete. It was a dump off to McElhenney. Tommy Davis back to punt, but this time he's punting into the wind and not with it at his back.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
And Art Shell called for a false start, setting up 4th and 9 at the 25. Here's Tommy Davis again. The man who was tripped up at the Cotton Bowl and awarded a touchdown by penalty in the 50s against Alabama. Lockett with the return of 13. The punt went 53. First and 10 at the 35. Seattle will now try to build on that 10-7 lead. And that was a strange play. Wilson made a quick drop. Haley got a beat on him and sacked him. 3-yard loss. Second and 13 at the 32. It's Wilson. Incomplete. Hayes with a good hit. And that sets up 3rd and 13. Wilson underneath to Blades, but that's way short of the first down. Needed 13, got 1. And now San Francisco sets up a return. Taylor lets it roll at the 18 as Ryan punts at 49 without a return. 7:49 now left. First half. A 10-7 game. And I think Seattle has more or less surprised San Francisco up to this point. The Gold Raiders go to Frank Gore, trap left. Try to find some holes in this Seattle defense. Sherman hurt. An undisclosed injury. He's staying in the game. 2nd and 5 at the 23. They go McElhenney off tackle right. Marker.
Encroachment defense. Number 96, 5-yard penalty.
Would be enough for the first? Yes, it will be. 1st and 10. Ball to 28. They go McElhenney on a dive. Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9. Ball to 29. Rice. Medium fly route. Could not find him. Incomplete. Tittle has started out 7 for 15, 99 yards, an interception, and a touchdown. 3rd and 9. How about a screen to Rice here? Oh, that's overthrown. Incomplete. And San Francisco, after the good start they had, is now 1 for 6 in 3rd downs. The Seattle doing equally poorly, 1 for 5. Tommy Davis, again, back deep to punt. Not a bad punt into the breeze. Went 46.
Holding, receiving team.
And it'll be aided by a holding penalty against Nash of Seattle. They start from their own 14, 5:56 left till halftime, 10-7. Seattle, 1st and 10. A gain of 6. Williams, John L. Williams, he's number 32, tackled by Willis, and it's now 2nd and 4. To John L. again, he gains a yard. I believe John L. Williams played for Florida. Yes, he did. And now you have 3rd and 3. John L. Williams, that was his first 2 carries of the game, 77 yards. Sean Alexander has 3 for 55. 3rd and 3. And that looked like it was tipped by somebody. And Williams caught it. Gain of 3 and a 1st down. It was actually play-action play there. I think Wilson was looking to throw deep, but he had to settle for Williams instead, but he got enough yardage for the first. 1st and 10 at the 24. 4:25 left till halftime. An incomplete pass to John L. Williams. Wilson now 7 for 16 for just 46 yards. 2nd and 10 at the 24. That is to Benny Blades, who picks up 8. 3rd and 2 yards. Ball at the 32. Screen to Williams? Yes. He has 1st down yardage. He's past the 40 to the 43 and a gain of 11. And we're now under 3 minutes to go in the half. San Francisco with 3 timeouts. Seattle with 3. San Francisco with 2. 1st and 10 at the 43. Wilson will run. He's been itching to run all day. A gain of a yard. Hardman makes the tackle for the Gold Raiders. 2nd and 9 now. Seattle called their first timeout. They have 2 left. Ball to 44. Wilson scrambles again and picks up 3 yards. Willis on the stop. Does Seattle call another timeout? Nope, not this time. 2-minute warning. 10-7 Seattle. They have 2 timeouts left, so does San Francisco. 3rd and 6. Wilson to throw, and he throws a Nolan Ryan fastball to Jackson, but he drops it. And it's punting time for the Hawks. I'll watch for a fake punt on 4th and 6. And that's returned by Taylor. Dangerous spot to return at the 1-yard line. He returned it 9 yards to the 10. And San Francisco has to press for a score because they had the first possession of the first half. Medium out to Rice, 1st and 10. They're throwing into the wind. Rice catches it on the left sideline, though. Pickup of 20. That stops the clock at 1:36, and San Francisco doesn't have to use a timeout. Short pass to Gore on 1st and 10. He catches it in the flat, 30, 35, past the 40 to the 42. He caught 6 passes last week against St. Louis. San Francisco will burn a timeout. They have 1 left. Rice, medium out again on 1st and 10 from the 42. Off his hands, incomplete, double covered. They'll put McElhenney out wide, number 39, and he'll go out for a medium out route. That's caught. A gain of 16. And Tittle hurries everybody to the line, no huddle. Probably spent many a week in training camp teaching him the no huddle offense because it wasn't around when he was playing. 1st and 10 at the 43. Short hitch to Jerry Rice. 1:15 to go. Incomplete. 57 seconds left now. Actually, it was snapped with 1:02. And it took 5 seconds off the clock. Long out to Owens on 2nd and 10. Tittle's going to scramble. Only gains a yard. 50 seconds left. No huddle. Hurry up. Medium out to Owens. Tittle scrambles again. He'll be close to the 1st down, but he doesn't get it. A gain of 7. Only a 29% chance of making the field goal, but San Francisco will run it to set up that one more play. Janikowski only about a 29% chance, kicking into the wind for 52 yards, but he has a very strong leg. Pushed it right, no good. And we go to the half. It's 10-7 Seattle. 130 yards for Seattle on 27 plays. San Francisco has run 36 plays and has 192 yards. Lockett back deep for the kickoff for the Seahawks. Taken just within the goal line. We're in the end zone. Pick up a 31 to the 29. 1st and 10 at the 29. And Russell Wilson, who is 9 for 19, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Starts it off with a run to John L. Williams, a gain of 3. 2nd and 7, ball at the 32. That is a 7-yard gain and a 1st down for Alexander. Alexander now 4 carries, 62 yards. 1st and 10 at the 39. So the Gold Raiders in a dogfight. Williams on the give there, trapped to the left side. Willis makes the tackle at the 41, a gain of 2. Here's your 2nd and 8 play. That was to Blades, and that was a gain of 7. 3rd and a yard, ball at the 48. Alexander goes over the middle, no gain. So he is stoned on 3rd and 1. We'll watch for a fake punt on 4th and 1. So that would be a good time to do it. And Seattle with the wind advantage. The punt by Ryan goes out at the 9. And San Francisco has to start from there, 91 yards from the Seattle goal line with 11:22 left in the 3rd. Gore, trap right. Gain of 4. Thought there was a flag on the play, but not called. Ball to 13. Tittle, 10 for 21, 146 yards. Gore, your rushing leader, with 26 yards on 10 carries. They'll screen it to, actually, short pass to McElhenney here on 2nd at 6. Tittle dropping back. A pick. Wagner nearly scores. Return of 14, Bobby Wagner, inside linebacker, his first pick of the year. And they are reading Y.A. Tittle like a book First and goal, just outside the goal line. I see Steve Young warming up. But first, business at hand. Alexander, touchdown. And it's 16-7. Your point after try by Brown is good. 17-7 with 10:29 left in the third. Abe Woodson back deep for the Gold Raiders. And again, it was taken by an upback, which was Washington, to the 19. So here's what San Francisco is going to do. Great stable of quarterbacks to choose from, but they're going to go with Steve Young and his 102.4 passing rating, and they're going to put him in the game. See if they can give San Francisco's offense a shot in the arm. Gore, trap right, will let Young get acclimated a little bit on 1st and 10. The pickup with 5 yards, and Wright makes the tackle for Seattle. 2nd and 5 to Soltow on a short hitch. Look for 82. Young's going to scramble, and he is a great scrambler. 40 out to the 43, a gain of 19. So the star of Brigham Young in the early 80s and the Los Angeles Express of the USFL played a stint for Tampa Bay in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they had nobody for Young to throw to. So he got traded to the 49ers and became a star under Joe Montana, and then won a Super Bowl 29, with the 49ers against the Chargers that day. Trap right, Frank Gore, which we're actually going to turn into a long fly to Jerry Rice. Incomplete. Sherman and Rice had a little bit of a hand fight, and Sherman got up and deflected the pass. 2nd and 10. Gore, screen pass. Blitz coming, so this should be the perfect call. It is, but Gore could not turn it upfield. He loses a yard. 3rd and 11. They'll go Owens, medium slant. No, he couldn't get it. Incomplete. Young has started 1 out of 3 for a negative yard. 4th and 11. Tommy Davis back in the punt into the stiff breeze. And this is going to be a return, a nice one by Lockett. 16 yards. Punt went 48, so the net was 32. Seattle takes over after 26. They have a 17-7 lead. We're about midway through the third quarter. What a surprise this has been. Wilson sacked by Khalil Mack. The late 20-teens Oakland Raiders came up, lowered the boom on Wilson. 2nd and 14 at the 22. Screen to John L. And he gains 3. Woodson on the tackle for the Gold Raiders, setting up a 3rd and 11. Sack, Willis. And Russell Wilson not getting any pass protection at all on that series. He loses 5, a 4th and 16. Punting time, and remember, Seattle has the wind advantage. That backed up Taylor a little bit. His return was a nice one, 15 yards. Punt went 51, so the net was 36 for Ryan. San Francisco takes over at their own 44, 5:27 left. Rice, short slant. That's caught. Gain of 8. Sherman on the tackle. Owens is matched up against Dave Brown. We'll go to him, medium hitch. Brown is an 8, Sherman is a 9. Young scrambles, 50, 40 to the 36, but a marker.
Holding offense.
Oh, it's coming back.
82, 10-yard penalty.
Soltow with the hold. And it's 2nd and 12. Wiping out a 1st down. Screen to Gore. That's caught. 40, 45, 50. Close to the 1st down. A gain of 11. That sets up 3rd and a yard. And Young is going to dive it over. And Young to the 39, but another marker.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense. Number 54, 5-yard penalty.
5-yard face mask
First
call
down.
against Wagner, Bobby Wagner. 1st and 10 at the Seattle 34. McElhenney off tackle left. San Francisco tries to reestablish a running game. Another holding penalty.
Offsides.
Nope.
Defense. Number 96.
I was thinking it was going to be a
5-yard
hold, but
penalty.
it wasn't. Lincoln Kennedy called for a defensive offside. That makes it 1st and 5. They'd rather have that than a 2nd and 2. Play action. Long pass to Rice. And Rice could not sneak in behind 2 Seattle defenders. And it's 2nd and 5. We'll go back to Young on a dive. Quarterback dive. And Young, a very decent runner, picks up 12. A few times in his USFL and NFL career, he played running back, he played wide receiver. Remember a Sunday night game against Dallas when Dallas in the late 80s had a terrible team. They used Young as a 4th wide receiver for Joe Montana. 1st and 10 at the 17. Gore off tackle left. That's a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9. By the way, how is Young doing? Steve Young is the leading rusher. 3 carries, 39 yards, and he just came in the game. McElhenney off tackle right on 2nd and 9. He finds a hole big enough for 6. Touchdown. His 2nd of the day. Caught a pass from Y.A. Tittle to start the game, which you just caught, as we had technical issues the first few minutes of the game. Here's your point after try. It's good, and it's 17-14 with 35 seconds, not 35, a minute 37 seconds left in the third. Lockett back deep for Seattle. This has been a good game. And maybe San Francisco on the comeback trail.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
A nice return by Seattle, wiped out by penalty. 1st and 10 at the 15. Kenny Easley called for the penalty. See what Russell Wilson can do. Here is Alexander. He picks up 7, moving him to 7 rushes, 69 yards on the day, 1 catch for 2. 2nd and 3 at the 22. This is Wilson. Finds that's Sean Alexander, and he had a head of steam, 22 yards. And that'll end the third quarter. Seattle leading 17-14. During the week, and most definitely every weekend, we do the OOTP 21 Perfect Team Series, featuring the team that I control, the Universal Pioneers, kind of an homage to the Universal Baseball Association book written by Robert Cooper in 1968. So, we do sometimes during the week, but most definitely every weekend, we do a few parts, and you watch me make my transactions, trying to boost up the Universal Pioneer baseball team that I run as part of OOTP 21 Perfect Team. The pitfalls, I guess you could say, of playing Perfect Team, especially this season. And looking forward to OOTP 22, which will be coming out at some point in 2021, unless the baseball season winds up going forever, like basketball and hockey season has. So that's during the week on occasion, but most definitely every weekend right here on Big Polly's World of Sports Sims channel. Back to the game. It's a good one. 17-14, Seattle leading San Francisco. Seattle most decidedly an underdog, but showing a lot of fight today. 172 yards of total offense on 36 plays. San Francisco has run 50 plays for 275. Steve Young entered the game in the third quarter to replace Y.A. Tittle, so there could be a quarterback controversy for the San Francisco sports talk radio stations to talk about. 1st and 10 at the 44. to John L. Williams out of Florida. He gains 2 yards. Ronnie Lott on the tackle for the Gold Raiders. It sets up 2nd and 8 at the 46. This is Sean Alexander, who gains 5 yards. Out of Alabama, we'll take a look at his rushing log. Had that 123-yard game in the losing effort with KC, and then had that big game against Carolina, where he had his season high for a game, 159 yards. 3rd and 3 at the 49. Incomplete. Russell Wilson had his pass batted down at the line. I'm going to watch for a fake punt. I always seem to watch for a fake punt in this field position. Risky fair catch by Taylor, but he makes it at the 21. The punt only went 28 yards, and remember, teams have switched sides, although you don't physically see it. San Francisco now has the wind advantage going this way, and Seattle, when they go this way, they're going into a stiff breeze. Young, 3 for 6, 18 yards. Hasn't played a full quarter yet. We'll go outside running with Hugh McElhenney, who has been the spark plug for San Francisco. He goes down the left sideline and picks up 17. Dave Brown on the tackle for Seattle. We'll go to Gore on a dive, 1st and 10. And Gore with a gain of 7. As a team, San Francisco has rushed for 135 yards on 24 carries. McElhenney has 49, Gore has 39, and Steve Young has also 39 yards, but he got that on 3 carries. And speaking of Steve Young, let's go to him here. Sweep right side on 2nd and 3. Oh, he was stopped there. No gain. Went to the well one too many times. Tackle by Wright, and that sets up 3rd and 3. Soltal on the short cross. Seattle playing a short, tight man defense. Medium fly to Jerry Rice instead. And he's wide open. 30, 20, 10. Kiss him goodbye. Touchdown. Gold Raiders. He goes over 100 yards on the day. Seattle has squandered the lead. It's 2017. Well, your point after by Janikowski, good.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty.
And San Francisco gets the kick from the 40. That play was quick. 4 plays, 79 yards. Went 2:22. Time of possession. Rice catches a 55-yarder from Steve Young. And San Francisco is showing new life. 21-17 they lead on 14 straight unanswered points. Lockett back deep for Seattle. Straight and unanswered, the same thing. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the 20. Alexander back to the line and picked up a few more. 6 yards. Peterson pushed him out. 2nd and 4 at the 26.
Encroachment, defense.
And that'll be a
Number
first down.
73, 5-yard penalty.
Namalini called for encroachment, a first down for Seattle at the 31. 10:15 left. This is Alexander, no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Same spot. The pitch to Alexander. He goes down the left sideline, picks up 3. Willis on the stop for the 49ers, but the Gold Raiders. The Gold Raiders, a combination of the 49ers and the Raiders when they played in Oakland. 3rd and 7. Ball 34. Here's Wilson. Incomplete. Looking for Jackson. And Seattle has to punt into a stiff breeze. 4th and 7.
False start.
Now
Offense,
4th and 12.
5-yard penalty. Repeat. 4th down.
Hutchinson. Ball at the 29 for the punt. And it's Taylor. And something happened there. We'll wait for the play-by-play description. He returned it 10 yards. He fumbled. Haley recovered it for San Francisco. So with 8:42 left, does San Francisco try to chew up clock or do they stay aggressive And they go for the long ball. I'm going for the long ball here, folks. Jerry Rice, play action long pass. And he's open again. Gain of 31. Now you could play it safe a little bit. That's 137 yards for Rice. He has an average today, 27.4. Greatest receiver of all time, many consider Jerry Rice to be. Off tackle left, Frank Gore. That's going to be a gain of 4 yards, 7:45 left. And San Francisco now will try to run out some clock. Trap right, McElhenney.
False start.
But
Offense. Number 79, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
St. Clair, with the false start, sets up 2nd and 11. But they're going to stick to the running game. Off tackle right, Frank Gore. Gore to the 20. Gore with a first down. A gain of 13 to the 14. It's now 1st and 10. San Francisco wants to chew up clock. Score here would be a bonus. Trap right, Gore. To the house. Touchdown. And that little course correction that San Francisco made, bringing Steve Young in, has made all the difference. Janikowski with the PAT, and it's 28-17. And we have 6:04 left in the game unless Seattle can rally back and force overtime. Lockett back deep for the Seahawks. It's a touchback. Joey Galloway comes in as a 4th wide receiver. So we'll go through the receivers here. Darrell Jackson, Steve Largent. There is Brian Blades. There is Joey Galloway out of Ohio State. Wilson, 12 of 24, but only for 96 yards, and he has 1 touchdown. San Francisco has 2 turnovers, but they still have an 11-point lead. 1st and 10 at the 20. That is Williams gaining 5. Ronnie Lott came in and lowered the boom on him. 2nd and 5. Seattle needs scores. A sack by Mack. Khalil Mack with his 2nd sack of the day. Setting up 3rd and 11. Ball at the 19. That's a give to John L. Williams. He's going to be way short of the first. And it's 4th and 6. So Seattle's going to punt it. They don't want to go for it too deep. Taylor with another nice return, 16 yards. The punt went 45, so the net was 29. And now if you're the Gold Raiders, it's all about running off as much clock as you can. Gore, trap right on 1st and 10. Ball at the 47. Back to the line, and that is it for him. Young's going to call his own number here. Bootleg on 2nd and 10. And he gains a little bit, 5 yards. 3:38 to go. They will go full house and bring Garrison Hurst. And it's going to be the old triple option, and they're going to go to Steve Young with it. Actually, no, he gave it off to Hurst. He gains 3. 4th and 2. And they're thinking about bringing Janikowski in for what would be a 62-yard kick, but I see Bill Walsh shaking his head saying, we ain't doing that. They'll just run the clock down to 2:16 and call it timeout. Sideline punt. Actually, it's going to be a pooch punt here for Tommy Davis. And what a punt. Out of bounds at the 1. Punt went 44. So nicely done, Tommy Davis. 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line for Seattle. They have 2:09 left. They need 2 scores. Wilson. Screen to Williams. Didn't gain much. He gained 3. 2-minute warning. 28-17. San Francisco holding on to the lead. If they win this game, they're in 1st place in the Upper West Division. 2nd and 7 at the 4. Wilson scrambles out of his own end zone, avoids giving up 2 points. That's a gain of 7 and a first down. Ball at the 11, a minute 47 left. Seattle calls time. They have 2 left. The Gold Raiders have 2 left. First and 10 at the 11 marker.
False start. Offense. Number 80, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
They get Largent for a false start. Move it back to the 6. First and 15 from there. Screen to Williams. He gets out of bounds. A gain of 19 to the 25. A new set of downs for the Seahawks. First and 10. They have 91 seconds. Wilson. Oh, he took a good shot from Hayes, Lester Hayes. Gain of 4. And it's second and 6 at the 29. Wilson. Over the middle, incomplete. Galloway. Appealing for pass interference. No yellow hankies in the air, and it's third and 6. Ball to 29. We have a minute 9 to go. Incomplete screen to John L. Williams, setting up 4th and 6. This could be the game. A penalty.
Holding. Offense. Number 64, 10-yard penalty.
They will take the penalty on Heck. 4th and 16. This could be it for the Seahawks. A good rush for San Francisco, but that bounces off of Darrell Jackson. And Young could take a couple of knees, and this could be over. Here's knee number 1. And Seattle not calling time. I think they have pretty much conceded. And that's all she wrote. Your final 28-17, San Francisco has defeated Seattle. A nice second half comeback, putting Steve Young in the game. Kind of a relief pitcher for Y.A. Tittle. They gained 422 yards of total offense. Seattle only 225. Seattle perfect in the red zone with 2 touchdowns. And San Francisco went 3 out of 4. Time of possession pretty much even. 2 turnovers for San Francisco that really didn't kill them. 10 penalties for Seattle. San Francisco only had 5. Seattle ran 52 plays. San Francisco ran 63, and they had a 20-12 lead in first downs. Young, 5 out of 8, 104 yards, was great in relief. He also had 7 carries for 42 yards. I think Jerry Rice will get player of the game honors. 5 catches, 137 yards, including a 55-yarder that broke the game open. San Francisco, 21 straight unanswered to close out the game. And it was 28-17, San Francisco winning. We have 2 more games for you this week, but let's just update the standings real fast. San Francisco 6-2, Kansas City 6-2, Denver 5-3, Seattle 2-6. Those are your standings in the Upper West. The Lower West, still up in the air. We have 2 games tomorrow, and one of them will be Los Angeles, San Diego, and the winner will probably have first place in the Lower West. In fact, your 2 games tomorrow, Los Angeles, San Diego, Green Bay, Chicago. Then we play Arizona, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Buffalo as part of our Week 10 recap show. The other 2 games that will be recapped on the show will be Jacksonville, Las Vegas, and Atlanta going to Chicago. And our first 2 games that we'll be televising next week, Detroit, Cleveland, Denver, and Carolina are the Monday night game, Tampa Bay and Baltimore, and that's televised. Even if we have 2 losing teams on Monday night, those games will be televised. Player of the game, Jerry Rice, indeed, 5 catches, 137 yards. We thank you for dropping by. We hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Godspeed and God bless. Take care of each other. No matter where you are, no matter when you see this, we wish you well. And this has been Big Paulie coming to you. Goodbye for now, everybody.